Morning, it's the first Monday back to work and I wanted to show you my style for January. It's going to be like a capsule, so I'll walk you through a bit of makeup, what is my color palette and the style I will be going for in general. This is going to change every month with a general theme. So let me just prop you here. Right, so for the month of January I decided to keep it very simple. It's going to be one of those 5-minute makeup. Just because it's just being back to work and I can't be bothered, frankly. So first thing I'm going to use is my little corrector. This is the Bobbi Brown corrector that I've been using forever. This color is Deep Peach and I just apply a little bit under my eyes. I have noticed that even if I don't wear any makeup at all, if I put on the corrector I immediately look awake, and that's essentially what I'm going for. Just being a little bit less tired looking. So I barely put some on my brush and then just go very quickly. My goal is to not see the pockets that I typically tend to have under my eyes. And that is that. Then when I do this, I'm going to apply a bit of a lip balm while this corrector dries. Then I will apply a little bit of concealer. This is Butterscotch by Too Faced. This is Born This Way line. Butterscotch is a little bit lighter than my skin tone, and I barely dot it. So what I did is that I took the doe foot, I scraped it, or scraped it, sorry, on the edge so that I have almost no product, and then wiped whatever was left under my eyes, and now just spreading it very quickly. I still didn't have breakfast. And then a little bit under here. I have a bit of a what is it called? A scar from an accident. And then I go with this clean brush. This is just a foundation brush. It's very fluffy, and I go almost to erase whatever I did because I just don't want it to look like I have makeup on. And so with that, I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder. This color is Honey, and it's the color that is a shade lighter than me. So for reference, I'm typically an NC45 in MAC, but I think too many people are NC45 in MAC anyway. It covers a wide range. So in Fenty foundation, my reference is 230, I believe. So this would be the powder that goes one level lighter, Honey. And then the powder that I can use for my whole face would be Hazelnut. So I just used it to set a little bit. I don't bake, I don't do any of that. Then I have my everyday drawer here. I showed you this when I did my makeup reset, my beauty collection reset. I kind of cleaned everything that I had. I got rid of the old makeup that I had for years. So now I just have this one little drawer that has everything that I use on a daily basis. So I'm using the number 7B brush by Anastasia Beverly Hills with the Deep Brow pomade also by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a new pot because my other one was in my empties that I showed you last time. The theme for January is barely there. So I just used my Anastasia Makeup clear eyebrow gel and brushing my eyebrows upward. I have construction work, that's why I am doing this very fast. They're very loud, but anyway. For eyes, this is the step that I would skip. I just applied the Fenty Beauty Eye Base, and I compiled this quad by MAC. So I have Bronze, Anastasia Beverly Hills Caramel, MAC Woodwinked, and then this is just Brown or Deep Brown by MAC. Any day I would use any one of these three all over the lid. Today I'm going to use bronze. It is slightly shimmery and I'm just applying with the MAC 217 all over the lid. But this is the step that will depend on how much time I have and how I feel. And again, it fits the theme of barely there makeup. See, just gives a bit of sparkle. No, nothing much. Really trying to keep it natural. And then for blush, I'm using the Bobbi Brown Peau Rouge for lips and cheek, and this is in color Rose 10. And this is actually the color that my cheeks turn whenever I go in the cold, or if I've been doing some skincare and there's a little bit of irritation. So I essentially just observed what is the color that I get whenever I naturally get red, and it is this one. So it fits perfectly. And I'm just applying it with this contour brush by Real Techniques. It's a cream one, so it's very, very, very light. And that is essentially the only blush option I'm having for the month of January. Keeping it very natural. I'm going to take a little bit on my lips. I use the same color on my lips, just because I think it looks more natural. And that's what I will also use to touch up every now and then. For eyes, I'm using the Avon Glimmer Stick Diamonds in Smoky Diamond because I'm going for that lived-in look. So nothing too harsh, nothing too black, too defined. Just a little bit on the waterline and a little bit on top. See, very, very simple. This whole look is meant to be for the busy working woman. A coat of mascara, and mascara is also something that I would probably skip every now and then. I have long lashes, so I have to keep my eyes really wide open when I'm applying mascara, otherwise they just smudge. So this is essentially my look. The lip color is going to fade because this is I'm going to have breakfast now. My cologne of choice is going to be two perfumes. So I have, both of them are from Jo Malone in their Cologne Intense line. So it is a little bit more Arabian inspired, so very potent fragrances. Today I'm going to use Mer and Tonka. So, and then the other one is Oud and Bergamot. I really like bergamot. You know, my favorite tea is actually Earl Grey. Normally I spray my perfume around here, but because I have this high color, I didn't want to taint it. But normally I try to spray here and behind my ears. But now it should probably go a little bit in my hair. So that is the makeup done. When it comes to nail polishes, this month I'm going to use two nail polishes. Butter London in Trallop, which is the one I'm wearing right now, and it is very neutral, again, barely there. And then whenever I want to change, I'm going to use the Cure Bazaar in Rose Milk, which is also a very sheer one. So it looks milky in here, but then when I wear it, it kind of blends with the color of my nail bed, and it just perfects it without being too obvious. So these are the two options that I like to have for this month. Let me show you the outfits and what I'm going to be wearing most of the time. This is my rack, and I'm going to be wearing a white or off-white shirt, most likely from Cézanne, essentially every day, with a high-waisted trousers. So if we look here in the mirror, my outfit is this shirt from Cézanne and then high-waisted trousers from Massimo Dutti. I like them because they are wool. I just decided that this is a style that I'm going to keep because I love the draping. I love how it looks. I have jeans in this shape. This was made in Morocco, so it's very well made. You can see the little pleats in here. I don't know if you can see that detail. Yeah. And then in my shoes, I'm going to just be wearing my church's shoes or my church's loafers. It's gonna be typically one of the two. But I just like this look. I think it's pretty easy, quite dynamic. When I go out, it's quite feminine, but comfortable too. I'm not going to wear leggings or anything like that. So I really like it. I like the silhouette of it. It is roughly 2 p.m. and what I'm doing right now is just a touch up of my makeup. So essentially I'm not adding any powder or anything like that. I just take this oil blotting sheet from Muji. I have an extremely oily skin. Although I actually use a moisturizing oil in the morning, the oil that I'm blotting right now is one that is produced by my skin. So it's not from my skincare routine. By the time I start putting on makeup, the initial oil I had put is actually fully absorbed and it is quite moisturizing, not greasy. So the grease that you're seeing right now is actually all my doing, my little pores. So I usually would go through 3 of these. 2 will get completely soaked, and then the third one I have to like press really hard to get whatever else I have. Keep in mind that I don't have any foundation on my skin, right? So my nose has nothing, my forehead has nothing. So me doing this does not really disturb anything in my makeup look. So I have done now the blotting, and the touch-up is going to be only the Bobbi Brown thing. So I'm going to, again with my little brush, and then I will refresh my blusher. It doesn't have the best staying power, it's pretty natural, but I like how it looks. I already had a single call this morning, late morning, with my team, and I do think I looked quite natural. I like this product for the lips just because it's extremely moisturizing and my lips were already extremely dry. I finally had my boiler fixed, so now I have the heating back on. But I can't win. Whether it's the heating or the cold, my lips are just too dry. So that's my touch-up. So this is what the makeup looks like. I've been wearing it for a few days now. I really like it. I think the part that is optional is probably this darker concealer, because I usually just would have the corrector and a little bit of the lighter concealer under my eyes, because that's the part that usually looks tired. But then for everything else, not much. I think this is useful because I have a cluster of little zits that I had a few days ago in here, and because of my skin complexion and just how my skin heals and scars, I would probably have hyperpigmentation for several months just because of that one little cluster. I think I have like 7 or 8 in here, just because my skin is extremely congested and I need to start working on getting... The thing is, obviously we are in the 3rd lockdown, and this 3rd lockdown is the same as the March one, and so there is no way I'm going to get a facial or anything like that, but I don't know how to do extractions myself, so that's a bit of a problem. Anyway, so the style that I said I was doing for all of January is usually something like a blouse like this. So this is also obviously Cezanne, and then pants that are a little bit higher waisted. I have 3 pants that are coming from Zara very soon, so probably tomorrow or the day after. And they are also like this, like probably at this level of waist and then down. So granted, they are jeans, and one of them is, I think, a waxed kind of pant. They still emulate that 1940s silhouette that I like in pants. So I have reached the conclusion that actually I like the 1940s silhouette in pants and the 1950s silhouette in dresses, and that got me all set. So in the next video I will show you some of the stuff that I'm donating or recycling, because part of what I did also obviously in January was to do that style review, but looking really closely at everything that I have, and I think I've been doing quite well. So you can see it's already been 3 days since I've been working. That's why I have these 3 hangers in here, and then I will be going sequentially, and then once I don't have anything, or I actually have done laundry and had the time to iron and prepare whatever is in my hamper, I would just replenish this. So for me it's a no-brainer thing. I like having this capsule concept. As you saw for January, it's really simple, one thing that I think is actually good is that I've started wearing my belts, because I have these high-waisted pants, and my waist has always been much smaller than my hips, so that's just how I'm shaped. So I'm very happy to be using my belts again, but simple, clean, very natural looking. In a couple hours I'm going to blot my face, because you see already it's starting to get shiny. I also like to balance the look with very voluminous hair, because one, it's low maintenance, but also it's a break from the too perfect look, right? I don't want to look like I have this and then I have a bun, or I have something too strict. How I do my hair, because I received a question on that, I will walk you to my bathroom so that we can close the capsule for January. We are now in my bathroom, and how I do my hair is very simple. So once or twice a week, depending on how greasy my hair feels. Oh, you know, my cheeks look very red in this light. Whereas actually on camera, because this is obviously for my Zoom calls, on camera I actually look washed out. So that's also something to keep in mind, whether you're wearing a makeup just for yourself, or whether it is with the Zoom meeting or Microsoft Teams meeting in mind. And one thing I did before actually validating this makeup, is that I actually sat in front of the camera and looked at what I look like whenever I'm doing these calls. So I'm very happy with how this comes across. I still look pretty pale, believe it or not, but it is what it is, right? So once or twice a week I would be using this Aveda Be Curly shampoo. It depends on how much time I have, and then I just apply it to my scalp first, lather it very well, and then I rinse it a bit, and then I apply it all over my hair, lather it, and then shake my hair. I almost don't use a brush. Like this morning I took a brush, but I didn't use it eventually. Then when I do that, again, depending on how much time I have, I would use a conditioner. So this is the Philip Kingsley conditioner, or I would use a mask. And currently I'm having the Moroccan Oil Intense Hydrating Mask. When I do that, I just work it a little bit in my hair, and then I shake it. The reason why I insist on shaking the hair is because that's when my curls form and they fall into place. Then I rinse that, and then I apply a little bit of this Curlaid moisture butter while still in the shower. I don't work strand by strand. I actually apply it all over the hair by large sections, and I shake again. And then I would have like a small turban while I'm doing my morning skincare routine, while I'm doing a bit of my makeup, and then I just shake it one last time. If I have time, I will dry my hair upwards using my Dyson. If not, I will let it air dry a little bit, and whenever I have my lunch break, I will dry it upwards, because I feel that it gets a bit heavy and it goes down, and I like it to be a bit fluffy. So that's on days where I use a shampoo. On days where I don't use a shampoo, like for example tomorrow, I'm going to go in the shower, I will wet my hair, I will use again my conditioner, shake my head, rinse it, use a little bit of this, shake it, put it in a turban, and that's it. So it's very simple. It's as simple as it gets when it comes to hair routines. But that keeps my hair quite hydrated. It means that my hair gets a little bit wet every day, but I don't mind it, because it's extremely dry. Like look at my lips. My lips are extremely dry. I'm completely dehydrated because it's either too cold or too hot because of the heating. So I never win. So yeah. One last thing I did is I kind of redid the setting of my workstation and re-updated the settings of my chair. And that was something that I've been having lots of neck issues and back issues and knee issues. So when I went to see my physio, he said that yes, okay, fine, you have an ergonomic chair, but you just need to double check it. So I just went online on the website of the chair manufacturer and reset it. So I think now it should be a bit more comfortable. I also finally figured out the settings of my microwave. So I'm making some progress. I need to clean this a little bit more, but I'm happy with this being a bit higher. In February's capsule, I'm going to use a little bit more color, so that would be interesting. I'm thinking red, but for now That's it. This is my style capsule for January. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.